were who you were when you got there. So if you don't have luck where you are, ever, and you come here and you come up on the prettiest woman you've ever seen in your life and she happens to love you, it's probably something else. This is the Tip Network, where we help you level up through self-improvement with a little sprinkle of sarcasm. I have to give a shout out to 90 Day Fiance. What we have here is a reaction, more of a breakdown about just people traveling. And you know, a lot of people, they think they passport pimping, but they're actually passport simping.
Where you're not really a travel PIMP, but you may actually be a travel SIMP.
Well, sometimes you're a customer.
Yeah.
And sometimes you travel to a place and be a customer. And sometimes you don't know you're a customer, right? This cat named Mike and Ximena, right? And so what Mike did was he was having no success with dating apps in the United States. And then he changes his location to Colombia, and he all of a sudden gets some hits, and he meets this gorgeous Colombian lady, and he goes to meet her in Colombia. You know, they chat for a while, but of course, there's a language barrier. But, you know, when you're talking to somebody over the internet, you can always use Google Translator. Yeah. And so, you know, I mean, apparently he thinks this is the one, and he goes there. And when she sees him, you know, one of the things that she said in some previous episodes, because we can't play it all here because TLC will strike us down, and she was like, very taken aback how short he was. Wasn't really handsome, you know, which, I mean, he had pictures. He did catfish her. And she felt like he was rude. I mean, like he farted and burped in front of her. So, of course, this person has like no social skills. But it really reminded me of a situation when I was over in Thailand. I wasn't living there, this situation, but I was visiting. And I would visit Thailand for like 45 days at a time. You know, I've been to Thailand multiple times. So, this one cat, we call him YT Steve, you know.
YT? Like Whitey Steve?
White Steve. Right?
White or White T?
No, White Steve, right?
Okay.
And the reason why we call it White Steve is people are like, you're so racist. No, we had like a Black Steve, which was actually an albino black guy.
I always thought that was the most hilarious one.
Yeah.
Because there was already a White Steve, or I don't know how you explain it.
There was like 9 Steves that we knew there, right? Because apparently Steve's a super popular name in this city, right? And so we're sitting there and like, White Steve was from Jersey, right? And he comes up and he's like, bro, I met the one. And like he had been there for like 3 days. And he's like, I got her. She just got off the bus, man. And I brought her clothes and I took her to get a manicure, pedicure. I got her a Brazilian, man. She's my girl, man. And I found the one. I found a good girl in this madness. And I'm just sitting here like, really?
He brought her places so she can get herself groomed completely? A Brazilian?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, you know.
That's kind of funny.
It's hilarious because he's telling me about it. And I'm like, why do I need to know this? And so I was like, really, blood? Okay, right? And so he's talking kind of reckless in front of her, saying how she's the one and she doesn't know anything and it's perfect and she just got off a bus from the country and she's not tainted by this big bad world where all kinds of bad things can happen to her and I'm going to take care of her, right? And
what city was this?
This was in Pattaya.
Pattaya.
Or
okay.
Pattaya.
Or Pattaya,
right?
All right.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, man, cool. Word. And so I pull out and say, you sure, man? He's like, man, I know what I'm doing. I'm from New Jersey, and in New Jersey, we know what's up, dude. And I could tell a good girl from a skank, and you know, she ain't no hoe, and this, that, and all.
Maybe
like,
Nixon Talk's cousins know him.
Yeah. It's probably Nixon. It was probably Nixon doing that accent because dude was hella short. No, I'm playing. No, well, he's doing it right, and I'm just like, wow, okay, cool, dude. You know, whatever. So he leaves. We don't see him for a while, and then we see him, and he's like, oh man. She just, it's not working out. And I was like, well, I thought you was in love, homie. I thought you was in love, right? And so he's like ditching her. And she comes up in a perfect English with a Thai accent. She's like, where's Steve? And I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking like, all this crap he was talking in front of her, she knew what he was saying all along.
Oh, he was saying...
Yeah, he was saying it in English in front of her, telling us all this stuff. And she was just playing along.
So all that stuff that you just told us.
Yes.
He was saying in front of her face.
Yes.
Assuming that she did not speak English.
Yes.
Even though tourism is mainly spoken in English.
Yes. And so I was just like, bruh. And so it was a big catastrophe. And like, you know, dude got his heart broken And he had
his wallet took.
he had wound up. And then there was a situation where she was saying he owed her money. And he's like, no, that's my girlfriend. I don't owe her money. And I was like, listen, bro, you're in the wrong place to stand up for your rights. And so he wound up paying all his money. And we had to pay for his bus ride back to Bangkok, where he got on the airplane, licked his wounds, and went home.
But what do you call that? Spontaneous?
Oh, we call that spontaneous hoeing. Where you think it's all good, and then all of a sudden you owe money. There's plenty of stories. Spontaneous. So I'm not saying that. Ximena.
Just be careful.
Yeah,
that's all.
No, I'm not saying she's a situation, but I'm saying this: you were who you were when you got there. So if you don't have luck where you are, ever, and you come here and you come up on the prettiest woman you've ever seen in your life, and she happens to love you, it's probably something else.
Please make it more concrete terms. If you are from, let's say, example country.
Let's say if you're from Great Britain, United States, right? And in the Great Britain, in the West, you have zero luck with women.
And you have a strong currency.
Zero luck with women, right? But and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you're not having luck. You feel you're making an excuse why you have luck. Just because you got on an airplane and landed doesn't mean that your luck changed. It doesn't mean that you changed. You didn't change. You still have to have the same skills. And it's even harder because it's in a different language. And this is what we're going to go. Now, we're going to fast forward to Colombia with Mike. Now, Mike, he had went to Colombia before we set it up. And now he's back. And he's talking to this lady, and we're just going to shoot a little clip and react to it, right? We'll let it run a little, and we'll
She's a
react
cute woman.
Pero desde que
Beautiful.
May Colombia, he
We're going to
pensado
Colombia.
mucho de que May es una persona muy pegajosa. O sea, me gusta mi espacio.
It's in Spanish, so my lady's like, I love it!
How does TLC find this stuff?
Yeah,
Uf, huele como a popó.
so check this out. All right, so this cat is so unaware of life. Now, the first thing he did was step in a pile of dog shit and track it in the house. And you have to understand, like, this house, these folks, when they don't have a lot, they take pride in their stuff. And her house is immaculately clean, right? And as soon as she comes in, he sits down and she says, it smells like poop. So, strike one. All right, let's go.
Mira tus zapatos a ver. ¿Sí? Por debajo sí, huele a popó. Mira.
I'm sorry. I'll make sure to buy you a new rug. Not off to the best start. Ximena's very meticulous about the house. Everything's dusted, cleaned, and I literally just tracked in dog poop on the carpet.
So you heard him talk, right?
Yeah.
he's a lame.
Oh, this hurting me right now.
All right, we can do this.
They mismatch on a looks apartment.
You think so?
I'm going to say that. They look very mismatched.
What makes you say that?
Just because, all right, we do a Patrice O'Neal rating scale on physical attractiveness.
All right, cool.
We'll take it away from personality because I know lady will be like, what about personality? No, we're
let's go. The Patrice O'Neal physical attractiveness ranging from 0 to 30. Boom.
Okay.
Give it to her.
I'm going to say she's a little bit more than just average.
All right.
So she's at least a 15 to me.
15.
At least.
15.
So I would put her around between a range of 17.
I think that's pretty
solid 17. Just a solid 17. Even at the top of makeup. Actually, she probably has makeup on, right?
Yeah.
And now
solid 17.
Solid 17.
Right on.
And from a physical attractiveness on this guy, right? It's a mismatch. That's all I gotta say. It's a mismatch.
Hey, man.
Right? I'm sure he has some great qualities about him. Why are you laughing? Stop laughing. This is serious.
All right. So now I don't rate men because men aren't supposed to be good looking. But I do rate men on awkwardness and social competency.
True.
So I say on a 1 to 10 in social competency, right?
And as you get a new episode of 90 Day Fiance, I guess you've been watching a lot.
On the rate of social competency, I'm going to say that this gentleman is probably on the scale of 0 to 10. He's probably a 3 or a 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah, if you're going to someone's house and you track poop in, I mean, most people, right. You would leave your shoes at the door, dude. Mm-hmm. I mean, most people you would,
especially out of the country.
Yeah, only in the United States they let you wear your shoes in the house. So,
all right, let me ask you then. All right, just think about his physical attractiveness. Would girl give more leeway if he was more attractive? Or dragging in crap?
You know,
Like he was tall, he was good looking.
I think if he didn't have bad manners before, like how we alluded to before, like he was farting and burping in front of her, it kind of it's just like reaffirms that he's a pig to her. You know, or as my lady would say, cochino.
Or a piggy bank?
Piggy bank.
Piggy bank.
And he does give out those vibes of a beta.
Oh my god.
Beta.
Eating blue pills.
Dude, that dude has a head.
He reminds me of a character. I can't explain it. I can't remember.
Dude look like a human SpongeBob SquarePants. Let's go.
They don't look too happy though. And he's still leaving inside the house.
It was really long because I was up since 2 in the morning.
Look how disappointed her face looks. Look how disappointed her face looks. She just looked like, why is this fool leaving in my house?
Es un viaje muy agotador.
Sí.
But it was definitely worth it.
He's cute.
Scott trying to go there and get Scott trying to get the family members in. Well, Scott, what's wrong with you? She's cute. I like her.
I think she's cute.
Hey, you know.
Pues la familia ya la conoce. Es que él no iba a venir.
He was not going to come.
Tú no ibas a venir. Yo te había dicho a ti que no fueras a venir este mes.
But I told you I was coming.
Wait, what was that all about?
So basically what happened was that she was not aware, or to her, because of language barrier, she wasn't aware that he was going to come. So, I mean, but you could see just the relationship, how awkward it is, right? And this is the thing that I tell folks all the time.
There's a bunch of stumbling blocks, obstacles in a way to even make it a smooth relationship. In fact, it doesn't even seem like a relationship.
First of all, let's be honest. You're going to go to a place where English isn't a primary language, and you want to have an intimate conversation. You should try to learn some conversational Spanish. I mean, maybe if you were really serious and you want somebody from that part of the world, you should take a class, take some lessons on YouTube, do something.
Take some Duolingo or Rosetta Stone. In fact, one of the things I like to do is I'll play like a Netflix show or whatever, and I'll put Spanish subtitles, and I'm constantly reading the Spanish language to at least get me familiar with the language.
Right.
Anyway, that's just
right on. So
a couple things.
He leaves and he's coming back, but then like there's no more updates on this relationship except for this, and this is the biggest update that we got from it, right? And this is actually from a different content creator called According to Amber. And so in my research, because I went down a rabbit hole following this guy because it's hella funny to me. So this is what's happened. Just to fast forward, because I don't want to. You know, it's just a little 5-minute update from According to Amber, but it looks like that she was showing off. Ximena was showing off her tummy tuck, her liposuction tummy tuck, and her boob lift.
So she had 3.
Yeah, she had her because you showed her body. Tuck, yeah, she had her body compression suit, and then you fast forward that she then had a new boyfriend. So she had this new guy who looks the total opposite of the cat who she was with, and so and this is just a cautionary tale, because you look at her, you look at
that guy looked like a freaking. What was the last guy's name?
Mike.
He's like a Mike 5.0 or something.
Yeah. Well, if that dude's name was Mike, this dude's name is probably Chad. Chaddington to Chad, dude. So, and look, I mean, you know, I'm not all. Look at it. He's sitting there with shirtless, with a beard, stuff,
standing thorough.
Standing thorough. And then now you fast forward to Ximena's.
How she got a check mark?
Post. Oh yeah.
What's this?
She got 90 Day Fiance. Then she got the chest mark.
Pictures have just been straight her. There's no side of Mike whatsoever.
So now her pictures are her. There's no side of Mike. And guess what's happening now? Guess what's happening now? Now you see the pictures of her body. She's all super over the top hot. She's over the top hot. She has her boob implants. She has her body going right. She has a new boyfriend. So
look at all the tattoos, though.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. Here's another thing we talk about: passport pimping or passport sipping. The Simp Chronicles, right? And this is what I'm trying to do with this. This is my self-improvement with this for you folks. You have to stop thinking that you're going to get on an airplane or meet somebody totally different. If you're meeting garbage people on apps and you change the app to another country, you're going to meet a garbage person in that country on that app. And if you do meet somebody, you have to vet them. You have to understand what you're talking about. You have to see how they interact with people, you know, and that's just the most important thing that you need to do.
That comes with the whole metaphysics. It's like you attract your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you come up with a mentality of attracting the wrong kind of people in your life normally, you're going to be attracting the same thing, like you just said, in another country.
Internationally.
In fact, not only that, it's almost like you don't have you have not developed the necessary skills or the abilities to spot issues where you're originating from. And how are you going to spot those issues in another country? The game is going to be much harder in those other countries, I would think.
And there's a ton of stuff in the backstory. Like she had a kid, she had a man in jail, all types of stuff that we could go through. It's all types of stuff we could go through. There's just not enough time. But the message is still clear, okay? The message is still clear. When you see this type of situation, and brothers, especially the brothers, 3% of us got a passport. I've had a passport since... since like the early 80s, right? Since I was a kid, I've had a passport. And this is what I'm saying. When you're going to different places, don't think that it's going to change, right? The same rules apply. I got the legal hand. The same rules apply to you. And and don't think that like you're going to find your fit, feminine, and inspirational person easily in a different country. A matter of fact, it's harder because you can't really decipher what's going on if you don't speak the language. And so I would say that if you're going to travel, first thing you should do is go to a place where you have a common language, right? And so that's one of the things. Or learn the language and make yourself level up there. I want to give a shout out to Ed who actually, you know, gave me this video and told me that I should react to it, and it was hilarious. Thank you.
So basically, we got to pay her first the moment we make it, right?
It was a suggestion from her.
That's good. That's good. So from what you've been telling me, from all the stories that you've shared over the years, it seems like there's a big blind spot with, which particularly we're speaking about American men, that you've already met people from other nations around the world that visit these countries where their dollar or their currency is much stronger than the country that they're visiting. And somehow they're blinded by their own arrogance and their own ego by thinking all these women are coming up to them and showering with praise and showering with attention and affection. Their blind spot is allowing them to succumb to the manipulation tactics of that native population there.
Oh, well, I mean...
From when we're talking about particular, like...
Yeah, well, I want to close it out like this, right? Because I can really sum it up because I've really been thinking about this. All right, men, we want to build ourselves to be a 10, right? And all of us aren't like going to be 6'2", 6'3", you know? And all of us aren't going to be stunningly handsome, right? But there are things we can do for ourselves. So you can work out, right? And that's one of the things, maybe you build yourself a better body, right? You can be confident. You can have mental clarity. That's something else that's very good. You can always have a plan. That's something that's very good. And all these things build up on each other, right? But the biggest and quickest way to build some really value on yourself is to have a lot of money. So what you don't understand is when you land in this place, people see you as a potential millionaire in their country. This man's a millionaire, and it's really cool because you're going to drop off money and leave what they really want. So you have to understand that when you go there, even if you're not trying to, you are leading with your wallet. And so you have to be careful about that. You have to say, okay, so what's going on with this situation here? Because it has to be on your mind that it's a financial situation. And when we do our Passport Pimpin' and Simpin' Chronicles, or whatever we call it, when we do our live stream, I'm really going to go into like the different traps that men have with money around the world, and that I've seen. And I've seen this in the West. I've seen this in South America. I've seen this in Central America, and I've seen it in Southeast Asia. So, I mean, I just want to really have young men cognizant of that and older men cognizant of that when you're traveling. As far as this is just a fun way to have the Trojan horse that message. Have some fun with it, and just let me just say the obvious. If you are a 3 and you're with a 10, there's probably a problem. Why is that happening?
Patrice O'Neill scale.
Oh, if you are with a 17 and you are a 4, there's an issue.
So there's that saying that goes with your money. It's like, you're gonna have to help me with the saying. That money really just amplifies who you are.
Yeah.
So
I actually, you know what I used to say?
What?
A lot of money is like a lot of cocaine. It makes you a lot of what you are. You know, if you was an a-hole and you do a line, you're going to be a loud a-hole.
And if you're a person that's living, if you're not having success with women and you go to that country, then what does that really show that money makes you?
It makes you somebody who's going to have successful women who want your money.
And then you'll be blinded by the fact that that's what they are using you for.
Yeah, because you want to believe the fantasy. So you see this man believe the fantasy. What happened to him? He believed the fantasy. He brought some boobies.
Liposuction. Tummy tuck.
And
she upgraded
to Chad. We're Chaddington to Chad.
Yeah.
Left his ass there.
And got a blue check.
Got a blue check mark on it. She came up. Hey, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Hey, Ximena. Hey. Salute. Is it time?
Yeah, it's time.
Like and subscribe on YouTube. Share it for us. It really helps with the algorithm. Tell your friends. Tell your friends about us. We have a lot of content like this. We have over 150 videos in the library, so we have hours and hours of your sarcastic enjoyment. And we are also going to help you level up. You can follow us on all social media platforms at TIP Network.
Yes, combine in one word, or on Twitter and all whatever. The graphics coming up here. And then you can follow you on Instagram
at I am Gorilla1, and you can follow this man at
ScottT with 3 E's, and that's where I'll be. Not trying to rhyme there. And what would the question of the day be?
Do you have your passport?
Do you have your passport? Yeah, because actually I didn't get my passport till the age of 32.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow, that's weird. All right, so ask yourself one burning question.
Can you handle the tip?
Boom. Booty in your face.
All in.
Bam. We found true happiness.